Oh yeah.
Oh, welcome to the Leafcast. We're a first-time reader show based on the Big Fantasy series Real Time by Robert Jordan. My name is Ryan, and joining me as always is my brother Dan.
Yo yo yo.
Best theme music in the biz. Humans on all the spectrums.
Right, we don't hear you so awesome right now.
What's that?
We don't hear you so awesome.
Okay, let me fix that. All right, we are covering Powers of Midnight, chapters 47 to 51, and this is episode 199. I will fix my mic.
Yeah. Hi everyone, thanks for joining us. It's Wednesday. Hope everyone's having a good hump day. It's been rainy and cold in my neck of the woods. It's been quite unfortunate. I do not like rainy and cold, especially when it should be warm and pleasant. So yeah, that's my gripe. Weather.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like hearing that?
My gripe is the plight of children in Palestine.
Well, it should be your tech. I'm just kidding.
All right. Yeah, man, we have one more episode till the 200th episode, which should be an extravaganza next week. Please tune in. We might have some old faces joining us. Faces,
Yeah.
Dan.
Oh.
All right. So we're working on getting our first-time readers, and I think we got some tech glitches as always. But
yeah, it sounded good. It sounded good. Now it sounds like you're talking into a can sometimes. I don't know. We can work there. It's no big
Wait,
deal.
it sounds like I'm talking through a can?
Yeah, it doesn't sound great.
Mother effer. All right, I'll see what I could do.
Okay.
Let's bring in our first-time reader. Hey, Sadai.
Do it,
First up.
baby. Hey, Sadai.
There she blows.
There she was.
Whoa. How's my sound doing?
You
Why do
sound
I?
great.
Okay. Can we turn the music down though? Pretty please. My visuals on all choppy, I think.
Yes.
But I cannot. That is
you-
so loud in my ears. The music
All right,
is just
turn it off.
really super loud. Thank you so much. How y'all doing?
Great. Hi, Kay.
I'm
Josh
trying to
will be
refresh
joining
the
us.
page. So... Sorry.
Josh
Oh,
will be
cool.
here as soon as he can.
Good.
I like your background. It's like Halloween spooky lighting.
Thank you.
Or it looks
Right?
like you're
My little-
checking for semen stains.
Uh-huh.
You know, the black light kind of thing.
You never know.
And I think at some point MTV used to go. It went from videos to just checking for semen stains.
Was it? Yeah. They're like, hey, yo,
That
we
sounds
just
right.
they have a bunch of kids. They throw them like on a bus, while like one of the girls wants to date one of the kids, and then they go through their rooms and they're like, ew, crusty sock. We all know what that is.
Wink.
And all
Even
the-
though we're 15. Wink.
Honestly,
And-
it's like any mother of a teen boy like trying to clean up their room and they just find the socks like standing up on their own, right?
Walking around having a cocktail party.
Yeah.
You're like,
So,
my boy's got
guys, I don't know if
healthy
you've noticed
imagination.
on the bottom of the screen down yonder, we have StreamYard's allowing us to pop up chat comments. We'll see how this works. Does it cover faces?
Oh, is that what that is all over my
Josh.
face?
That is.
Oh, cool. Put it on Josh's face.
Yeah, you can put it on my
I don't
face.
know. It's covering
Put it on my
faces.
face.
I know, it's just covering faces. Yeah.
Nah,
They can
No,
see
turn it
it,
off.
right? They can see it if they want to see it, dude.
I know it just looks so like legit streamer and stuff. Like we're huge on Twitch and Stitch.
With us.
Yeah, but we're not. So
Hello, Josh. How are you?
These are all good points. Hello, Josh.
Hello.
Josh.
I'm tired. I'm okay.
Thank
I'm
you
glad
for
you're here.
enduring Operation
Yeah.
Wednesday. Yeah. Long day. Huh?
Operation Wednesday night. Yeah, we got some text from Josh. Josh didn't seem to like these chapters. We're gonna dig into them a little bit.
I did not. Fuck, I
Oh,
felt like we
man.
were back in the depths of Robert Jordan writing. It was painful.
Well, we are
Painful,
gonna dig
painful,
into
painful.
what we learned. But yeah, let's just jump right into it. Like a kangaroo seeing a swimming pool. Just jump right into it. Chapter 47 is called A Teaching Chamber. It has a Adam as its icon. And it's Fael POV. Fael, Perrin, and a big old party are off to Camelin to meet with Queen Elaine.
That's what that is? The Adam?
It looks like it,
Icon?
right? A leash and a collar.
Yeah, I guess so.
What did you think it was?
Collar and bracelet? Yeah. I wasn't sure, but that makes sense. I guess the stripe is kind of connecting them. Yeah. Interesting.
Ryan, I have a dodgy tie shard. Let's do it.
Oh, Jesus.
Really start to show off well.
Oh yeah.
Dodgy, huh? Let me get the mood.
And of course, Gaul and the maidens. Grady came last. Tasha.
And of course.
So they're off
I
to
missed
meet.
Tashar.
Yeah.
You missed
Sorry.
one. Missed it
They're off
already.
to meet Elaine. Fael has been given permission to negotiate. Farron's too dumb, too hot-headed. She's like, hey, husband, let me do it. He's like, fine. They go. He's like, hey, is there somewhere like smaller and more intimate we could do it? She's like, yeah, let's go into my sitting room. It's already set up for us. Go in there. And she's like, yeah, why shouldn't I just like kill you right now? Like have you executed as traitors? And they're like, whoa. Cool your jets. Cool your jets, big mama.
Oh no.
They, as she points out, that they raised the flag of Manetheren, which itself is.
What?
Yeah, we lost your audio.
Oh God. Thank
Got muted
God. I
somehow.
was like, what the actual fuck? Something happened to my shit. I thought it was mine. I just assume it's mine. Phew. All right.
All right. You're unmuted. Can we hear you, Dan?
Nope.
Oh, no. All right. Let me try and fix it. I want it. Yes? No? Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Hello.
Can anyone
Hello?
hear us? You can hear me, right?
Can you? I can hear you. Can you hear me?
This is, yes, total bubble. Yes. We
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. Super bubble of evil. This is creepy. Oh my gosh.
All right.
So yeah, they raised the flag of Manetheren. Fael negotiates on their behalf. Leaves it in such a way that more Elaine feels like it's her idea, which I thought was brilliant.
Yeah.
I gotta bring up
Basically-
Carrie's notes.
makes the point that
All right.
Manetheren was always, or
Sorry.
Two Rivers were always already on their own.
Did we get you back?
Yeah, I think so. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Good.
Did your headphones die or something?
No, my mic got unplugged. My plug is dodgy, so I bumped it or something. I unplugged, and then no mic.
Just plugging it in doesn't fix it. Yeah.
So yeah, Josh, you're right. There is this discussion about what is Andor's true valid claim to Manetheren or to the Two Rivers when they didn't do anything. They didn't fix any roads.
Yeah, it's sort of what's that turn of phrase, like ruling through ignominy or whatever, like basically like ruled them through ignoring them despite there being a territory.
Very
that's called gaslighting, Josh.
No.
No, yeah, straight up.
Nations can't be.
She's like you didn't need us. You were fine.
Mm-hmm.
The way Fael phrases it, she says the Two Rivers has rediscovered its history.
Its own identity. Its history, yeah.
It says, part of me wonders if Manetheren had to fall, if the Two Rivers had to rise to provide a place for Rand al'Thor to be raised.
Yeah. And he does kind of make that argument. Well, fuck. Okay, so I just finished season 3, so I might be getting the show confused, but I feel like Rand does seem to agree that it was necessary. Maybe that was in the show. Fuck, I can't remember.
What Moraine did was necessary?
That like Two Rivers, I think it's Rand in the story here. Rand being like, no, like Two Rivers had to be what it was in order for me to become who I am. I needed to be raised better.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, he does bring that up.
Right. Yeah. So it's not, we get both sides of the argument here. We get Rand recognizing it and Fael making this point here.
Mm-hmm. Perrin is steadfast. He's like, well, for a guy who doesn't want to lead, he's like, well, now that I got it, I ain't giving it back. He's
Guys,
like, go ahead.
I've been through too much.
It just dawned upon me. Like, most Two Rivers folks didn't even know they were under Andor control.
Right.
Can you imagine living like that? How awesome would that be?
Not knowing that you're under
And not needing to know. Just
well, how different is that than like how we treat Puerto Rico?
Yeah, no, I'm moving tomorrow.
Good luck, man. Fajardo is awesome.
Well, I mean, obviously, a lot of shit we do, like directly affects Puerto Rico. But like, I'm just like imagining like being in a situation where it's like you don't like we got it, we're fine, we got it. No, I'm a libertarian now. No taxes, no government intervention. Grow anything you want.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know the 7 worst words you could hear?
Yep.
I'm from the government. I'm here to help. I guess that's 8. I don't know. But more gays. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I'm moving to Iceland. That's all. The end.
Oh, okay.
Continue. More gays.
Morgay steps in and she's like, hey, I don't really want to step on your toes, Elaine, but if you're going to dance with the Taveran, you better know the freaking moves. Mm-hmm. She's like, what are you even talking about? She's like, she says, quote, Andor is strong, but I feel like it would break itself against this man. She says, he does not want your throne, I promise it. And the Two Rivers does need some supervision. Would it be such a terrible thing to let them have the man they themselves have chosen?
How badass is that?
Yeah.
I fear Andor will break itself against this man.
And I feel like it's it does show that Morghese had to be where she was. That like so many of it ties up a lot of the like patterny stuff relating to why she was where she was and how she's obscured herself all the way back to Gabriel and like being taken by the White Cloaks, and like she had to be there to see Perrin be an open rebellion, quote unquote, in order to be here to back him in this moment where Elaine needs to hear a word of wisdom from her mother, right?
She says, quote, I've traveled with this man. I've seen the world bend around him. I've seen bitter enemies become his allies. To fight the pattern itself is to try to move the mountain with a spoon. Ryan, indulge me a second. Yeah.
Oh no.
All right. Elaine eyed Perrin, sizing him up. Fael held her. Cheshire.
Tasha.
Fael held her.
Elaine eyed Perrin, sizing him up. Fael held her. Yep.
Good one.
It's a good one.
So yeah, she's like, all right, cool. Elaine Elaine is dodgy, man, and I want to. What she's doing is she's like straight out lying, right? Could she have done this negotiation? Let me ask. Could she have done this negotiation if she had sworn on the oath rod? What she agrees to more or less is she's like, hey, you know what? This is what we'll do. We'll call you a High Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Andor doesn't have High Lords. They have Lords. So what's going to make you a High Lord? We're going to say it's because the weed. No, it's because
the way of belief.
You're the dragon's friend, and so of course they'll let the dragon's friend. They're not going to be mad at him, and of course he doesn't have to pay taxes or levies. Of course, because you're the dragon's friend. Yeah, okay, cool. I'll do that. Rand has no idea that any of this action will be done in his name. Is she lying here, or proposing to lie?
I didn't read it that way. What makes you think that?
It says, all right, so give the 2 rivers to the Dragon Reborn. She's like, oh yeah, that'll work. Because she needs some way to convince the lords and ladies of Andor that to give the 2 rivers so much autonomy.
All the lords and ladies, all the lords and ladies, all the lords and ladies.
So it's like it says, quote, we'll have him appoint Perrin's line as the stewards instead of capitulating to rebels within my borders. I'll be seen allowing the Dragon Reborn, the man I love, to elevate his good friend. So he would be named steward of the 2 rivers. They're like, okay, cool, that settles it. Same thing with taxes. It says, of course, Perrin will have. So hold on. You put it into the trust. Well, hold on. I don't know. It says that gives us a legal excuse for your exemptions. I don't know. It just seems. I don't know.
I didn't read it as lying. I mean, she's playing her cards.
Yeah, I think you're kind of reading that with Elaine-colored glasses, Brother Dan.
I'm just wondering.
Because I think that's just kind of politics.
Because we do see her get a little dodgy with in regards to her 3 captives later on too. So.
I mean, there's definitely some wool pulling going on for sure.
Wool pulling. Taisha.
I know. Perfect timing.
Speaking of.
And they're talking about Rand when it ends, and it jumps to a Fortuona chapter.
Which one?
How long did it take for you to figure out that they were talking about Toulon?
A long time, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yeah,
Too long, probably.
Right when it popped up when I was listening, I was like, "Oh man, I bet this is gonna throw you off."
Yeah, I hate that they do that. There's too many names.
Too many names. May they live forever.
Yeah, when they change mid-story.
Yeah, you know.
To just above the knees. I was so long.
God. Anyone on YouTube who is not watching this right now just really missed out.
All right, I got one more too.
Oh, speaking of YouTube, let's do a Dusty Wheel watch. Oh, 199 people are watching the Dusty Wheel right now.
Those motherfuckers. You want to? I'll bet you $100 Dovey's over there. That little.
That makes.
That little sphinx.
Minx.
King Beslan entered. He'd shaved. Tashar.
Ishar. Toby's a walking Ishar.
Shaved. I know everything about
King Beslan entered. He'd shaved.
it. Jansen was like, we stayed at Jansen's house
Mm-hmm.
this past weekend, which was super cool. Getting to meet him and his amazing wife and amazing daughter, and briefly his son, but I didn't really get to meet.
I'm sure he's amazing.
I'm sure he's amazing too.
He's
They're
amazing
an amazing family. They're just an amazing family. Anyways, so what was I talking about?
Oh, he said like Dobie would take him.
Oh yeah. Thank you. You knew where I was going. I love you so much. And that's my husband.
Yeah. All right, we have a fifth member
Read my
in the
mind.
show. We'll call him Forehead. Right.
I see your head all the time. I don't freaking out.
Damn,
I'm reading here.
Backslap that head.
Ah.
Layla, no.
Come here, you. Come here. Nuggies.
It's the Attack on Titan, Dan. You're just like
crazy.
You're a Titan and you're protecting your village.
No, Titans don't protect. They attack the walls. All right. So, anyways, for Tuona, she's hanging out. She's watching. She's at the Saldam break-in area. She likes seeing Damani get broken. Fun, soothing to her.
So fun.
So rad. She's hanging out with King Belsan. A Lunal Galgan comes in, Ryan. Lunal, ask your doctor if Lunal works for you. That has fooled many people. And Fortuan is there. Soldam is Mulatini. Ryan, how much if you go out to eat, how much do you think a Mulatini costs?
Well, it depends. If I get a Mulatini over at like the local taqueria, like $9.99.
Oh, okay.
If I go to the Bouge,
On the bougie one,
$20.
$5 even. Was I with you when we went to the bar and we got shots of I was like, oh, let's get Johnny Walker Green Label, and it turned out to be like $50 a shot. We were like, what? It was in Huntington Beach.
Me?
I think it was with you.
I doubt it. I don't even like Johnny Walker, to be honest.
I don't like that either.
Yucky.
Yeah, Green Label.
Bleh. So we meet Sufa the Damane.
nice, super.
But Sufa's like, fuck, I was the Amerlin. She's like, hey, just let me go. I'll get you 20 of the best channelers in the world to take my place. They're like, well, that's gross. Blah. You're gonna just offer us your friends? Gross. But she is able to travel, and she shows this trick to Tuon or for Tuona. They're like, well, shit, this just changed everything. This fucking changes everything. And the Aes Sedai are like, yeah, tell me about it. We've been using it.
So, like, I don't know what your thoughts, your impressions, Josh, or your responses, but like, this is probably my third read through, and I don't know, something about that like passage where she was just, in her free time, choosing to enjoy watching these women get broken. It fucked me up, and like. But hasn't she been like around Aes Sedai in real life, like, and seen them as just people, right? Like, hasn't she had interactions with Aes Sedai? Like, I understand if you're cloistered away in Shan and it's just like
she did. She like had to sit with them like in the trailer.
yeah. So it's like, yeah, I understand if she had like, just like Fox News,
Saw them as like people,
or Aes Sedai,
and she knows the secret that Damane
yes, oh yeah,
can.
and she knows, yes. Put that all together, and she's just unquestioningly choosing to just enjoy it like a massage. I'm like out on her now. I'm fucking out on her. That I'm done.
It's not a necessary evil. It is one of her favorite things.
Yeah, no, it's just like ice cream sundae. Fucking watch them break these women.
Yeah, breaking horses.
I've
been the first horses.
Yeah, I've been an apologist for too long. I can't anymore. That it's so like, fuck, man. Is it just like I thought she was somehow like
had changed
or gonna change a little? Yeah. She just was out in the world, like living it up, like doing having like her adventures.
Well, that was Tuon, not Fortuana. I mean, she's a different person now. She has to wear the saddle of authority.
No, I understand feeling like, okay, like even though like you might have like some sort of chink in the armor from like your just experiences, like you proclaim it, like, yeah, like her speech at the end, we got to chain them all, blah blah rah rah shish kumbah, like that makes sense. That's all public. This is her private thoughts. This is her fucking POV. She just fucking loves this shit, like without a care. And so I don't know if I ever read her like that until now. Confession.
Right. Well, all right.
Okay. Any thoughts, Dan? Oh, I'm sorry. Let's do this.
Yeah, let's do this. Grew harder. Fortuona knew that he would soon be suggesting a new rotating location. Tashai.
Rotating location.
A new rotating location.
For her bedroom.
Oh yeah, for her sleeping quarters, yeah. But yeah, she's like, all of them must be leashed. We are bring in all the Damane. We're gonna train them in this traveling. Next time we go to the White Tower, we're coming in hot and heavy, bitches. And she says all this stuff even though she isn't even supposed to speak. That's how committed she is to this.
Right.
We also see it's like Trump. He's having a hard time like filling his cabinet. It's like, oh, I got a truth seeker. I need a voice. I need a new voice. It's hard to find good people these days. Yeah, someone gave Fortuana a jet as a gift.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hard to find good people. Just
hard to find good people around these days.
And she would be stupid to not accept it, Dan.
Be stupid. I'd be, yeah. Because I'm smart.
The closest. Oh, yeah.
Anything about Fortuana? Anything at all? Soren, what do you think?
She's just a piece of shit. What's her?
Then we'll jump to Perrin. Perrin's hanging out with the boys. He's hanging out with Tom. He's hanging out with Matt. They're in a place called the Happy Throng. They're sharing stories. They haven't seen each other in a while. They're like Jesus. Mac Jerome Cawthon married. He's like, yeah. Who would have thought it? I know. They're in a private dining room that Matt paid for, Mr. Bunnybags.
Well, the one thing I guess about Tuan to mention is like this attacking the White Tower again, and this desire to like obliterate them.
Mm-hmm.
Did you wonder what she meant when it said that it went well? Okay. Let's see.
Well, I wonder now. I mean, what went well?
Our previous attack.
Wonder.
Let's see if I can find the line here.
Wonder.
My little warder.
Go ahead, Dan. If I find it, I'll bring it up.
Okay. Water.
There you go.
They're talking about Varen. The letter. He's like, let me see that letter again. It's all like wrinkled, but it hasn't been opened. It's been over 2 weeks since Matt has seen Varen.
This is so frustrating. Why isn't he opening it? What the actual fuck? This is not like Matt to not open this letter. That's weird. First of all, I gotta say.
He was told to wait 30 to wait there 30 days.
What could possibly need to wait that long? You know, like this feels weird and I'm just anxious about it.
Well, she made him promise that if he read it, that she would do what it says to do in the letter.
Right.
Oh, so he's like, it's okay. So it's like paralysis. Like
it's like a test of wills. Like I ain't gonna fucking, you know.
Like, no. If I open it, I have to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can commit to that. So better just not know what's in it. All right, that makes sense. It's still frustrating though. I want it to be opened. I want these letters opened.
Yeah.
Right. But Matt's a man of his word, and he's like, well, nope, I'm not going to open it. I'm not going to be hoodwinked into whatever this says it could say. It's going to make me look dumb. It's probably going to make me look like dressed in pink ribbons and stuff and walk down the street. I don't want to do that.
Oh, even though he almost chose pink though, Dan.
Yeah, I know.
He almost chose the pink scarf.
The innkeeper is a younger, tall, lean man named Denzel. I think it's supposed to be Jason Denzel, right?
Washington. Denzel Washington.
Denzel Washington.
The great Denzel.
Josh and I got to meet him. Remember we did that interview at the con? Yeah.
Washington?
Denzel Washington.
You fucking serious?
He shook his finger in my face.
Tom just spit all over himself.
Wait, so this is confirmed. This is actually Jason Denzel. That's the character.
Jason Denzel, yeah.
Yeah,
awesome.
I think so.
Wow.
And he's a thin innkeeper, so you can't trust him.
What?
Yeah.
Grady pokes his head in. He's like, "Oh, my lord, your wife wanted me to remind you when it's midnight." And Matt's like, "Yep, that's why I left my wife way on the other side of the world." Haha. Saw you. And Matt's like, "Yeah, tell her. Yeah, we'll be leaving in a minute. Yeah, you're right. I am tired now. Now I think about it, I don't want to get yelled at. I am tired." they're like, hey, Tom says, hey, listen, you should probably hide out more. Matt doesn't sleep in the same place more than once a night. You should probably do that too. Make a gateway. When you're in your tent, just pop somewhere else.
Pop out.
Wait, have Matt and Tuon boned?
Hey, wait. Yeah, what?
I don't think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, they did. They did in front of all her guards. In a garden.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. Yeah. All their guards were standing around. And and they boned.
How did we not talk about this? Did we talk
We
about
did. Yeah.
Okay. I black out pretty much every show. I do
Just
not recall anything that happens.
Like after like that night, like the guards go back and they're like sitting there like, I got the cuck duty again. Fuck, I hate the cuck duty. Do they all turn their backs?
Well, I can only hope so. Uh-oh.
Dan's either passing out
Yeah.
or
Assuming the position.
Shy.
I mean, to get her back, I have to beat the snake. Shy.
Oh, nice. Nice. Okay. Shit, that was nice. That was
They
good.
talk about Tower Genji.
Tower
Parents like,
Genji.
yeah, I heard about that place. That place is super creepy. Don't go there. He's like, well, Maureen's there. Parents like, okay, fine. Need help? He's like, nope, can't be you. Sorry, but can you give us a gateway? He's like, you got it.
I already got my peeps.
He says, Matt says, yeah.
My new porn name, Dan.
Huh?
Tower of Genji. My new porn name.
Okay. What was your old porn name? I forgot.
That's an excellent porn name.
Beef.
Shake hands with beef.
Just beef. It's hard to get, the algorithm, you gotta trick it. So yeah, like it's like beef with one little star, the second E is like a little asterisk. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And the first E is just like the number 3.
Yeah.
That's what a coincidence. Because when I Google Carne Grande, you pop up.
Carne Grande.
Are you sure?
Like, how many times are people ordering extra beef?
That's bad.
Like, yeah, can I get that like with extra beef?
Oh, Carne Grande. Did you beat
Extra
the snake?
beef was taken, so I just went beef, and then beef was taken, so I had to do the 3, and then the 2 3s was taken. It's a whole thing, then. But yeah, Tower of Genji's.
Parent decides that he's gonna get yelled at by his nagging wife because he's like, well, tell me the story, because Matt says, hey, listen, by the way, yeah, I've seen the snakes and foxes. I've been there once before. They're fuckers. I hate them. They're like, what are you talking about? He's like, all right, let's get some more beer. Oh, did I ever tell you how like I knew I could win? Well, all right. So here it says here. It says, remind me to tell you about the night when I first figured out I could win whatever dice game I wanted to. It's a good story. It involves falling off bridges. One bridge at least.
This is a really cute little exchange.
Mm-hmm. But I think it's confirmation that he can win any game he wants to.
Right.
And any game that is done playing Matt Cawthon is cheating.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fair. It's just not fair. The house always wins, I guess, even if...
Dan, you just got called out. Chris Rapper says, this puppet is more distrustful than Thin Keepers. Thin Keepers. He's over here inventing things that never happened in the book. Lol. Tuon and Matt have not boned.
I'm pretty sure they did.
I don't think they have, Dan.
All right, we're having a nerd off.
All right, nerd off. All right, so someone back it up. I thought they boned. I thought like they're like all the guards were watching and stuff. And she's like, "Yeah, don't worry. They see me. They've seen me bone before."
Chris Rapper, you need to cite every passage where they're not boning.
Carrie, what say you? Have they boned? All right.
Oh, Matt Stagger.
Oh, Carrie, I saw you in Dusty Wheels chat.
All right.
Lady. I'm just kidding.
Gotta get the claps.
Yeah, all right, fine. I blew it. Maybe it's wrong.
What
time.
book are you talking about?
I don't know. I thought they already did.
That
All right, so chapter 48. Anything about chapter 47?
Oh my gosh. Well, I just didn't know what chapter we were on because we don't have anything announcing it on the screen currently. So I was a little confused as to what chapter we were actually on. Just saying.
Okay, I know. Hey, what chapter did we just finish? Case and
I don't know. Oh, 47.
47. Which one are we going to do now, Kay? I don't know, though. We could be.
I don't know. I'm going to have to wait for it.
What chapter? What chapter? All right, we're doing chapter 48. It's called Near Avendasora.
2 exclamation points.
And this is these 2 chapters go into each other. There's Near Avendasora and Court of the Sun, and we're going to just take them as one big chapter per se. She is hanging out in Viridian. She had just gone through the glass columns or the rings. It was boring. It was a boring ride. She already knew it all. There was no challenge. There was nothing scary to her. The reveal was already done. Someone had spoiled the series for her.
Night, Carrie. We love you. Just keep it on in the background to sleep. We're good to sleep too. It's fine.
It is right. The only thing that's although Avendasora was all blackened last time she saw it, now it's looking awesome. It is the Tree of Life. All the Terangreal and Angreal that used to be there is all gone, where he pilfered most of it and sold it on eBay. The rest of it, somebody else just stole.
Along with her collection of Cabbage Patch dolls and original Barbies in their original packages. So, go Moraine.
Go Moraine, yeah. She's like, hey, this is pretty vintage. This is Age of Legend shit.
I love how my mic is cut off. It's all you're muted.
It says, quote, she had been surprised to see how mundane, almost accidental the true event had been. Just some guy trying to defend his family. She's like, yeah, what? That was it? She said where honor overcame the inferior lifestyle dictated by the way of the leaf.
Dan.
This is the way.
I'm not sure how to take that. But inferior lifestyle. Guys, we think all your lifestyles are valid.
And we don't kink shame, just throwing it out there.
Now I hate the IEL.
It says
you're super judgy there.
She is just thinking. It says the IEL did deserve their punishment in the Threefold Land, and they did have Toe as a people to the Aes Sedai. She said people would still be coming here for centuries, as they had for centuries, and each of them would learn something that was now common knowledge, and that bothered her deeply.
Bothered her a lot, right? Yeah.
This grand thing is now obsolete, and she feels its loss. She's like, well, how connected are we as a people to this, and what does that mean for us if this grand test is now gone? There is. Right. All right. Yeah, there we go.
Assume the position.
Yeah. I'm going to do 2 of them.
Tasha.
More and more she was coming. Tasha.
Nice.
Yes.
The next one.
That sounds like squirting moment.
All right.
Tantric sex, maybe.
Did you just say squirting?
Maybe.
Squirting moments.
a squirting moment, or maybe tantric sex. I don't know. It's coming and coming. So.
Well, how about this, Kay? Quote, fingers on the slick, glassy surface. It was about a foot thick. She closed her eyes, trying. Chai.
She trying to come? Is that what's happening?
Well, it's a foot thick, so no, she was trying to insert it.
A foot thick, yeah. Trying and trying and trying.
We recently rewatched the South Park where they start eating through their ass and pooping out their mouth, and Martha Stewart inserts the turkey into her ass, which is about a foot thick. So good.
That's a good point of reference, Kay. It's like putting a turkey up your ass.
All right, Angel, it's good to see you.
Hi, Angel.
Angel.
Just met you in the books.
Angel, I'm not. Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know if you were here last week when we were reading about you for the first time, which is fun.
Yeah.
You're a mystery and an enigma.
An enigma, my ass. Josh thinks your name is a total spoiler. So, anyway.
That's true. Your name, the fact that you're named what you are is a spoiler. Obviously an important character for someone we just meet at the end of the second to the last book.
I know, right? Yeah.
That's a good point.
No, it's totally a passing character. They're only there in that one chapter.
Yeah.
So she, Avienda's bummed about it. She's just like, tradition for tradition's sake is stupid. We shouldn't just have powwows, and charge people $40 to get in and just fake things. I mean, it's kind of this similar situation. I don't know. In my head, it was. Avienda's like, well, hell, you know what? I got a talent. I can tell what Angry on Terrain Girl do, what the original purpose was. Let me try this. She puts her hand on it, does a little mojo, woo, 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 and she is like, whoa, this thing is vast. It was like
sure.
Connecting to the universe, man.
Yeah.
Oh, Layla.
It was like Tim and Eric when his mind's being blown and there's things going on in the background. That was Avienda. She's like, she said it was almost as if she could sense an awareness from the pillars. They seemed alive. She says, was she touching the pillar or was it touching her?
Was it touching her? Yeah.
Sometimes when you touch the pillar touches
classy.
back. And then she's like, well, that's crazy. And she's
no
like,
touching the pillars in the strip club. Don't you know that, Dan?
Yeah, it's written on the board, but I thought it was just more a suggestion.
Unless you're in the champagne room, but you got to pay for that, honey.
Yeah, I thought, there's always rule. You can always get around. She goes to leave and pow. She goes through the pillars. And do you want to take them backwards and start most recent to Avienda? Or no, we'll take it as it's written. She is Melidra. She's an 18-year-old, but is scrawny and looks younger. And she is a rat girl. She's a scavenger. She is the last of her 4 sisters. They all died
of starvation.
She sees the this wagon. There's light makers, they call them.
Mm-hmm.
And they are just trying to get through some of the trash of the light makers so they can eat some. And she gets caught. And someone's named Flynn. And Flynn is like, these fucking. So she gets hit with something. She's like dying. Flynn's like, this thing, it's almost a child. She wasn't doing any harm. But Flynn's like, nope, that's a pest.
I'm watching slit throats.
Yeah. She's like, all this for trash. Next time we got to bury our trash so we don't get bears or these things, these creatures. Says, She looks down, her hand's all bloody. She's like, was that her blood? Death didn't surprise her because she was waiting for it her whole damn life. And at the end, the guy says, bloody IEL, Flint says as her sigh faded. And Avian is like, comes to.
Hang on. So,
yeah.
Okay. We talked about this with Matt's memories. And I feel like the same thing is here with like, how did this memory get captured? Is it real? Is it symbolic? And if it is real, how is there the memory of someone who died encoded in one of these as they're dying, right? Like, where did that come from? How is it collected? Is it a story? Is it an actual future memory being brought back, right? So all of the things in the past, which when you go the other way through the columns, it, quote, makes sense in the sense of like a human experienced this thing already, therefore it has come to pass, and this some turning of the wheel and this turning of the wheel, and therefore it makes sense that it's available as something to be on replay, right? Like you can rewind the tape.
Yeah.
This is not that. This is a future. Is it a possible future? Is it the future? Is it a construct? Is it a misuse of the columns and therefore a construct of her own fears and anxieties? Is this from the pattern? Like,
wait, but why wouldn't this be from the past though?
It's not. It's the future.
It is the future? How do we know? Sorry.
Because
we know
that's what these chapters are
about the future. You're all, because you missed the
Did you read these chapters?
Yes, I did. But Josh, I don't always grasp everything, okay? And also,
I know. I'm just messing with you.
Read a little further ahead than I was supposed to. Not by much, but just I'm sorry. I forgot which chapters.
So yeah, these are, I mean, in theory, this is the furthest in the future. In theory, this chapter is the furthest in the future. Or sorry, this first segment is the furthest into the future that we go. So this is the far future of the IEL after the breaking, or after the end of the world. Assuming that the Shan are victorious.
So there's a large wagon that doesn't need horses. The wheels are as wide as she is tall. A giant thing that could hold 12 people. They're making a massive roadway across the waste.
Which sounds a lot like the wagons we saw in the TV show in the Age of Legends that Rand sees in the columns, right? The horseless wagons that they ride out on in the show.
The only meal that she had was when she killed someone in their sleep.
Right.
And she was like, oh yeah, we killed that one merchant and that was badass, but that was the last meal. Or maybe that was another life, but yeah, they're having.
No, that was this one. That was this girl.
Okay.
Yeah. No, you're right.
So we assume that this is like Rand's past. It's 1, 2, 3 generation skips.
Right.
And we meet like 6 or 7 people here. So we're talking a couple hundred years.
Yes.
Time?
Over a couple hundred years time, probably. Yeah. Or at least 100 years. So
with Min is the only thing. So Min, we know that there's a connection to a future.
Min sees visions that she interprets in a way that allows her to be right, that seem to reflect a future of an individual. But that's different than this.
She also admits a lot of times that she doesn't understand what they mean.
Until she does. And then she's like, oh, this person's getting married or having a child or...
Right.
Once she knows, she's always right.
Right.
Yeah.
But I agree. I'm not saying you're wrong. Okay, absolutely.
No, but you're right.
There are a lot of times she doesn't know what the content will be. Yeah.
Yeah, but when she's right, you're right. She's always when she's right, she's right. Men, she's always right. What is that from? Oh my god.
This is part of what made me so frustrated with this section. It's like, first we're meeting all these new characters again. Like, I didn't totally grok the value of there being so many of them. I feel like it could have been like one or two of these. Like, it really like drives it home that like, okay, the future of the Aiel is bleak if Avienda doesn't change something about the outcome of the war against the Shan when Rand connects with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
presumably.
I think I kind of liked how it was done in showing. I mean, what we have here is what Avienda is seeing is she's like, this is an Aiel, this thing that is just like scraping and there's no one around and is has no honor, no nothing. And so they had to get from Avienda to this
all the way to
lowly state. Yeah.
Which in a way feels like the reverse of where they came from, right? Like, this is so far from the way of the leaf. It's like the inverse of the way of the leaf. This is a woman like killing to get her food.
Yeah.
Not singing to make food grow, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Certainly not putting down her spear at any point in the near future or past. Yeah, she's full spears ahead.
Full spears ahead.
So she goes.
The spears get the daggers. Ask for the daggers. Get the daggers.
She takes the step, and then suddenly she's back to herself. She's like, I'm Avienda, and it seems like, the way I read it, it seems like she had the opportunity to leave.
Mm-hmm. But she keeps on going.
Right. It says she took a hesitant step away from the glass columns and nothing happened. No further visions. Right. Disturbed, she began to walk from the plaza. Then she slowed. Hesitantly, she turned back. So
again, I wonder, like, is this a misuse of these columns? Was she meant to see this by the pattern? Or is this a faulty set of visions based upon her going the wrong way through them?
Oh, nice. Yeah, right.
There's nothing that really indicates the veracity of these visions, right? Like, these could all be some instantiation of her fear and a misuse of the ter'angreal, right?
It does say here nobody visits this ter'angreal a second time. It was forbidden.
Right.
So no one knows. There is no like history.
But going through the rings shows you many possible futures. That's what they see the first time. It's just not many futures of the race of Aiel. It's many of your futures. That's the difference, right? Whereas this is like the future of your bloodline, in the same way that it was the past of the bloodline.
Future of your blood. What?
What was that?
That was just my voice. There are little flies flying around me, so if I'm looking like that, it's because they're attracted to my fucking light. Anyways, continue. I said the future of your blood.
Can you Hey, Smeagol Sedai, can you tell us can you yell what chapter it is?
Chapter 48.
That was well done. So Avienda goes, all right, you know what? This is a challenge. I'm going to do it. She's not sure if she altered things by testing it with her talent.
Right.
But she takes a step and suddenly she's Norlesh. She's holding a baby Garvan. And her husband's talking to some outlanders, trying to trade some rocks, some ore for food. He's like, hey, you know what? There's gold I'm trying to give you gold nuggets. Just give me food. They're like, nope, it's forbidden. Sorry. We can't trade with you, Aiel, at all. We will be cut off, and that's not what we want.
Not what we want.
It's a pretty heart-wrenching scene.
It is.
They call her the Raven Empress. May she always draw breath. Forbids it. No trading with Aiel. He's like, just give us some. He's like, sorry, friend. So they start walking. They walk to, it says, Mies began to sniffle. Mies is the one who could walk on her own. The other one was too small to walk. She's carrying her. It says, Mies began to sniffle, but neither of them had the will or strength to carry her. About an hour away from the camp, they found a hollow in a rock shelf. They settled in, not making a fire. There was nothing to burn. Norlish, like, just out of habit, like, takes off her shirt, goes to feed the baby. Baby is dead.
Baby's dead. Mm-hmm.
It says he didn't move. He didn't latch on. He was no longer breathing. Somewhere along the walk to the hollow, he had died without realizing it. Without her realizing it. The most frightening part was how difficult she found it to summon any sorrow at his death. Horrific, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I do not like that one bit.
No, me either. This was so hard to read.
And so she has this thought. She's like, so Avienda comes to, and she's like, is this? Does Rand know this? Is this part of, like, could he have shared this secret? Because I'm glad he didn't. More Aiel would have been messed up if he did.
Right.
It said it was good that Rand al'Thor had not revealed this part to the Aiel. And she keeps going through. She suddenly is Taba, a 14-year-old, and screaming at a burning house. Aiel gathered together, gotten all this wood, made a settlement, and just like that, poof, out of the night, these Shanshin came and burnt it all up. Her father, his name is Rowan.
She does think it's still the past here. She doesn't put two and two together quite yet.
Mm-hmm.
She says it was good that Rand al'Thor had not revealed this past.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah,
to be clear.
Yeah. Thank you. There was a lot of confusion, okay, and I don't think it's till the end of this chapter that she, like, realizes that she wasn't going through the past, but
correct,
the future, right? Like,
yeah,
I realized. I went back and was like, oh. Yeah. Anyways, continue.
Well, and we get a little hint here because during Norlesh's POV, she says, "What are we gonna do? We haven't been able to keep a home for our people since my great mother Tava's day." And then suddenly we get Tava. She's a 14-year-old. Tav. Her father had told her to follow the old ways, remember Giotto, fight and maintain honor. But that's one of the guys had a sword, and they're like, yeah, some of the old folks say a sword is bad luck, but why would they say that? It's only a weapon. They're like, hey, we gotta move deeper in the waste. We gotta protect ourselves. And the Aiel say, you know what? Nope. We're better off on our own. And one by one and two by two little groups, they all just start walking away. The man says, we are not a clan. I can survive better on my own. No more fighting. They beat us when we fight. Her father bowed his head and dropped the sword to the ash-covered ground. And this has Avienda just sobbing because now she knows that it's the future.
Right.
She's like, those were Shanshin. Shanshin didn't exist until after Archer Hawkwing.
Right.
I'm not seeing the past at all, yo. I'm seeing the future. She goes on. She suddenly is Ladolin, and this is chapter 49. It's called Court of the Sun. It has the spears and bucklers, the icon. She's Ladolin, the wise one of the Tardad Aiel. And we're getting more and more into familiar Aiel territory now, right? She's the wise one of the Tardad. There's other wise ones there. There's the clan chiefs. They're meeting up. This has kind of the more structure that we're used to.
Yep.
Ladolin is an old woman who can't channel, but she's fine with that. But she has never heard of a Gai Shan. Her mother told her about it, but she doesn't know what Gai Shan is. She's like, yeah, imagine that. They just use the term to mean you have no honor, which is kind of the opposite of Gai Shan, because if you are Gai Shan, then you are actively working. You are actively honored. You're working off your toe.
Yep.
But Ladolin has only known war. And she had fought in the battles focused on Tyr. She's talking in a tent. There's 3 clan chiefs and 2 wise ones. This is all that remains of the so-called Council of 22. We hear that the White Tower has fallen. They start talking about the dragon as well. They're like, well, the dragon wanted peace, and they're like, well, fuck you and your fucking dragon. Where the fuck is he? He left us. He ain't here.
He ain't here now.
It said surrender would make us Gai Shan.
I don't see him anywhere around.
But we learned that what's his name? Yeah. Where's your dragon now, baby? Ladolin is the last of the lineage of the dragon, the last living one. The other 3 lines had been killed off, and we meet those other 3 lines later on. Someone and her sisters or whatever. Only the Black Tower still fights, but it's in secret as their fortress has fallen years before. Tar Valon has fallen. It's been 20 years since Seanchan had gained the Andorran war machines that we know as what? We know those Andorran war machines as the dragons.
Dragons, right? Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep. Yep. Obviously, dragons. Yeah.
And they're like, well, yeah, this is our fault. We don't have honor. We forget who we are. Yeah, and they're like, yeah, the dragon discarded us. What's a discarded spear gonna do? You know, what's it gonna do? We jump back to Avienda. Avienda sobbing. She's like, what? No, Gai Shan? Retreat? There was no mention of Toe? These people are fucked. What are they doing? It says that there was war because there had always been war. How? How did this happen to the Aiel? She takes another step forward. Now she's on Kala. Guys, I can't have any drinks tonight because I'm on Kala.
On Kala.
I'm celebrating on Kala for 14 days. I'm kidding.
Hey, Mazel Tov. Ankala sounds like that Chinese like bead game.
No, I feel like it's like really
Mancala.
Oh, I guess I didn't know the name of that one. I guess.
But Ankala is a maiden of the spear. She's striding down the streets of Camelin. You can tell by the way she uses her walk. She's of the dragon lineage. No time to talk. She's hanging out
dragon
with
swagger, huh?
Dragon swagger.
Yeah.
She's hanging out with
she's a schwaggin.
So schwaggin.
Schwaggin down the street.
She's swagging, baby. Go ahead, baby.
Swagging to the beat. You want to be done.
Look good.
Look
good.
fine.
Look fine. She look good. Oh no, you guys, no, just half an hour.
Love it.
Half an ass
Love it.
Oh yeah.
It's too late, Dan. It's all about
Indeed.
timing.
Now we're together nearly every. Ankala is walking next to a handsome man named Hey Y'all.
Hey, y'all.
They also call him Dawn Runner, but his name's Hey Y'all. It is. Okay. It's Hehyal. Hey y'all.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey, y'all.
That's not, I don't think that's how Michael Kramer pronounces it. First
Hey
off,
y'all.
second off,
Dawn Runner.
that's the funniest thing. I mean, they've really run out of names. The names already annoy the fuck out of me, but like,
Hey y'all. No,
Hey,
that's
y'all.
seriously. That's how I think it is.
Pretty funny.
Yeah. Hey y'all. So she and Hey y'all, they're with 2,000 spears. They're going to go talk to Queen Talana in Camelin. Banner of the Dragon's there too, because this is also lineage of the dragon.
All right.
So we got
The lineage of the dragon.
Elaine's kids and Egwin or Avienda's kids, looks like.
Right.
Talana's like, oh, I assume you're here to beg for money and shit again.
Again.
They're like, God damn it, I want to kill her so badly. I want to kill her. God, I want to kill her. You soft wetlanders. But they explain, they're like talking about the dragon's piece, and Hey y'all's like, what care do these people, the Shanshin, have for the dragon? It says, quote, their invaders have forced him to bow to their empress. She is considered above him. They will not keep promises they made to an inferior. Does any of that make sense to you guys?
I mean, I wonder if that's foreshadowing something that we're about to see with Fortuana.
Okay.
That was all it made me think of, but
okay. Hey y'all and Orkala, like they give what's her name? Talana. They give her a piece of paper and they're like, hey, you should probably read this. She reads it and she's like, where'd you get this? And like, oh, from the Shanshin, like the main office. We just like broke in and got this. It's pretty much detailed plans on how to invade Andor and kill King Talana.
right.
Talana's like, whoa, okay, this changes everything. And they're like, yeah, if Andor goes in the war, then everyone's going to go in the war, and this will be a great thing for the IO. But they did withhold a sheet of paper. This sheet of paper was a provision. It states that this plan was not the main plan. This was only if Andor herself went into war against the Shanshin, which they're about to do now.
Right.
So there is some chicanery going on. Fucking Ankala. But Ankala says she's like, yep, it's done. There's no room for question now. And thinks the Shanshin would fall and the IAO would take their rightful place. The blood of the dragon reborn was in her veins. She deserved to rule.
So is this the moment that she needs to change? You know, like if she can stop this deception from happening, maybe this is the toe that creates the bad future for the IEL. Like if they hadn't forced the Shanshin into war against Camelin, maybe they wouldn't have been left in such a shitty state in the future, right? Because it's the IEL who are manipulating the Shanshin to attack Andor by withholding this piece of paper and forcing them into the war in order to create the situation where they have to attack.
Well, let me ask you. We live in a place you had said, is this something that she has to change? Is changing even an option? We live in we're reading a world here where there are prophecies that happen whether the fuck you want it or not. We have Min's viewing, which if she understands them to be true, they do happen whether you want it or not. We are now seeing the future here. Is this something that is even able to be altered?
I think so. I think the cosmology fits that this is something that's alterable.
Okay. So this is then a cheat code then, and a huge boon. Well, hold on. Is this something? What if Avienda was not made self-aware like this? Was this the inevitability that the Aiel were destined for?
I mean, it seems like she was already contemplating this, right? This is sort of, and this is what brings me back to my initial set of questions that I had about, is this her projecting, or is this actually a future? Is this a possible future based upon her anxieties about the future of the Aiel once they've left the threefold land because they fulfilled their role in the last battle, right?
That's a good point. We've seen Angriel that do become personalized experiences, right?
Right. Is this like going through the rings where you're seeing your possible futures, but this is now the future of your bloodline told through your own perceptual mechanism and assumptions about the future, right?
So
and
you think
more importantly, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but more importantly, could it be that this is what if that is the case, and Avienda needs to make a decision, if the pattern, not to get too many levels deep here, but if the pattern needs Avienda to make a decision in order to direct the future of the Aiel in that moment, having this particular vision that's so upsetting to her is one way to motivate her to make a certain type of decision, or to intercede in a certain way, or to behave in a certain way going forward. It essentially gives her leverage to make her own assumptions and to change her perspective, or give her some sense of, quote, certainty about where to go from here, which is what she had been toying with, right? And in a sense, that's what Ruidian does for the clan chiefs, right? It singles them out and it gives them a vision into their past in order to give them a way to direct their future. So is that doing this yet again by giving her a vision of the future that allows her to make a decision that will direct the future of the Aiel after their role in the last battle? Again, not to get too many levels of meta here, but
do you think that this has happened with any other wise one?
I would be shocked. I wonder if this can only happen now because the fog has been lifted.
Interesting. So you think that this future is entirely malleable? It's just a suggestion.
I don't know. These are like, all of these things are equal possibilities, right? That's what's so frustrating about these chapters. This is part of what pissed me off about it, is like it introduces so many branching possibilities into the tree of what could be, and we don't walk away from the end of this with any kind of certainty about that at all. And I don't know that we will ever get it. Like, we're just introducing a bunch more possibly unresolved storylines here. I don't know. Anyhow.
Okay. The last.
I look forward to talking to people about this after we're done with the books, who have thought about this more than I.
Nice. The last person she enters is Padra. the daughter of the Dragon Reborn, and hence the daughter of Aviendha herself, we would assume, right?
We would assume, yeah.
She is she's a special girl. She is she is one of 4. They're quadruplets that do not look alike at all, that have been able to channel essentially since birth. It says that, quote, she was convinced that no living person understood the one power she and her siblings had. She'd been able to weave since she'd been a child. To them it was natural, and all others who channeled seemed awkward by comparison. She held the one power perpetually, even while she slept, and she describes Sadir as a piece of her, like her arm or her leg. They take a gateway to Air Domen. She's like, yeah, they call it a camp because, Io don't have cities. We're tough like that, but this camp is pretty damn big, and it's been here for about a decade, so, we're just talking semantics here. There is a Taishar. Ryan does not have to be here. I'll just do it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Kay. She entered and was surprised. Taishar. Every clan chief is in a tent, and all her siblings. They're all hanging out. And she's like, that hasn't happened since my mom and my dad did stuff. We learned that we hear a lot about this dragon's peace. And it says that the IO are not bound by the dragon's peace. Kay, do you have any idea what this dragon's peace is? Besides his junk?
Right? I was like, yeah, exactly. The dragon's peace. Something to be worshipped, admired. Both. I don't know. No, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's like, I don't know. Is it an essence of, I honestly, I don't know what they're talking about. Is it like what he wants to do? Are they thinking of that as like a piece? I don't think so, but
it's for his 2 rivers to back, right? He's like, where's my pipe? Where's the dragon's piece?
Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Yeah. Bring my finest piece.
They're having a meeting about this whole thing with the Shanshan. They're like, well, we're not bound to any peace. Yeah, the dragon wanted peace. The Karkarn rather wanted peace, but he ain't here, right? His kids are here. What do the kids want? And they're convinced that the peace isn't going to last. They're like, well, it ain't going to last. It says, quote, the Karkarn required promises of the monarchs, but there is no enforcement.
Right.
It also said that the old empress they referred to, the one who had ruled during the day of the last battle, had been considered honorable by Ruark.
That would be Fortuana, right? That they're referring to there.
It said.
Go
ahead.
I assumed that the dragon's peace was the tentative peace after the last battle between all the Cold War kind of style post World War II peace between all the nations, right?
And the IEL are not included, I guess, within this. It says that an understanding had nearly been reached with her, the old empress, so it was said, but many years had passed since her rule. So I guess Fortuana does, she's no Queen Elizabeth, sitting on the throne for 70-something years. Long may she weigh. God save the Queen and all that. So the dragon's children are like, yeah, we're warriors. We gotta reclaim. They took some of our wise ones. They put collars on them. They didn't even say sorry. I say we go get them back. And they're like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, fuck these Shanshin. I say we get them back.
Dragon's peas.
Ronan.
Enormous piece.
Ronan met Randall Thor. It says he remembered him when he first came to Cold Rock's Hold. He was very young, and he remembers him to be an impressive man. He's like, I didn't spend much time with him. My path, I had to do things. My dad told him so. He said that Ruark said, my father called Randall Thor a clever man and great leader, but one who did not know what to do with the IO. I remember him saying that when the Carcon was among us, he did not feel like one of us, as if we made him uncomfortable. Everyone else was planned for, but the IO were left adrift. And they're like, yeah, some say we got to go back to the threefold then. They're like, nope, it's the IEL. This is what we do. Like, we're going to ride to war. That's Amanda. She becomes very existential. She's like, first of all, imagine like seeing your children being your child as like a young adult, children that have not existed yet for you, and yet there you are. You know their names. You see that they all look different. They all have. Someone looks like their dad. Someone looks like their mom. You know, like
someone looks like the mailman.
Someone looks like the mailman. One looks like parent.
What?
So yeah, just that experience in seeing yourself and your kids and seeing your kids themselves is one thing. But she says, "Is it destined? Can we change it?" And there was no answers, of course. She comments that each step had seemed logical to the people who took it, but each had taken the IEL toward that end. And then she asked if she was to blame for what had happened because it was her line that would doom her people. Yeah. But she was pretty sure that what she had seen would occur. She said, step by step, the IEL turned from proud to wretched. She's like, show me my part. What's my part in it? And she gets nothing. And she's like, well, fuck it. She's like, I'm going to go save my people. But now it's time to think.
Right.
So you weren't a fan of the whole process of that, really, Josh? It could have been just shorter?
I didn't really... The writing bothered me. The uncertainty of it all. I felt like we got derailed again from the storyline with this for 2 chapters. Yeah. And again, it felt like these were snippets that were were already written that Brandon Sanderson had to incorporate.
Yeah.
And so it just felt kind of like crunchy in a way.
I agree. Like, this book is as good as the good parts are about this book. Like, the rest of it is really discombobulated and comes out of nowhere, and it's like a screeching halt or a screeching left turn, and it's I know. Yeah. I feel like Brandon Sanderson had a chapter quota to meet before he could go into the rest of what happens, and I'm hoping that we get a lot of what actually happens in the rest of the book, because
yeah.
What is this all leading to? Why do we need to know these little bizarre things about, the Black Tower and, this whole situation? It's very stretched out. Yeah. Anyways, so
yeah,
these are valid points. Yeah, meeting Andrel, meeting
Andrel. Why did that happen? What role does he play? Obviously something, but it's just get to it. Come on. What's going on?
Is there anything else about this before we go to chapter 50?
Well, she has to consult with the wise ones, right?
Right.
She has to go to the wise ones to figure out what this all means. Is that why?
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, one of the bigger takeaways I have from this,
And like if she can change it. Sorry, go ahead.
it's all good. One of the biggest takeaways I have is the notion that there is an after of the last battle, or like what would it
Right. Yeah.
possibly
Agreed,
look
right.
like? Armies are, the nations still have like standing armies and stuff. So yeah, that whole idea of just like, okay, like this is gonna happen, and then what? I had never thought of that really. I always just was wondering how it's gonna end, not like what the world would be like after. So
Right.
I thought that whole like thing opened the story up kind of in a major way.
Again, I just wonder how much of this is like what she needs to see versus what's constructed for her versus what's real versus all those things, right? There's a lot of
Yeah, I mean,
uncertainty about what this all is. Basically.
Yeah, I'm not confident just because we're seeing it that it like is what actually happens, and that their story continues on past anything. Like I'm not convinced of that just because of this.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing certain about it, and that's what Josh is like getting at too. Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah, I'm agreeing with him. Yeah.
if anything, it's complex as hell. Like,
Yeah,
for sure.
all the implications.
Really is.
Yeah. Because we have things in the future that do happen, that are destined, that happen. So yeah. Anyways. Yeah. Let's jump to chapter 50. This is called Choosing Enemies, and it's our favorite, guys. It's Queen Elaine. I have 2 Taishars right off the bat, right?
Okay, so what chapter is this?
Chapter 50.
You're getting more southern.
Getting deeper.
She kept her hands in her lap and forced her tongue. Taishai. Here's another one. Another one. This one's better. Handled with absolute care, Elaine breathed in and out. Taishai.
Beautiful.
Handled with absolute care.
Yep.
Oh my god. Blow that up, put it on a t-shirt. I'm done. That's good.
I'm done.
That's good. That one's good.
Brother Dan, like when you get all up close to the mic and sexy.
Yeah.
No, it makes me want you to do that like the whole show.
Okay.
Because it sounds great.
Me too.
Welcome back to NPR.
Oh no. It's ASMR way of the lead.
All right, so there's the Elaine, there's a demonstration going on. She hears the dragons, boom, boom, boom. She's like, all right, demonstration going on. She's hanging out.
She hears the dragons boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom. She hears that boom, boom, boom. The boom, boom, boom. The boom, boom, boom.
I'm so glad you heard it too. Thank you. Thank you.
It got that boom, boom, boom. She can feel that Brigitte is like back in the castle. She's like, all right, time to do this. And action. Bring in the prisoners. They bring in the 3 like ladies. Lord, I think they're all ladies who were against her in the succession. And she can hear those Kyrians out there like talking. They're all loud fucking Kyrians, stupid loud. And she's like, what to do with you? I could kill you, but I instead am going to take all your lands and titles forever. And they were like, whoa. It says it was worse than an execution.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Dude, just kill us, please. Please. Don't do that. Just can you just lop our heads off?
But she totally like she's like, well, we tried to ransom you and your own houses hate you and said no. But you it says you vex us with your troubling existences. You vex us with your troubling existence.
That's so harsh.
She says, you're stripped of title in the state. Their lands forfeit to the crown in retribution for their crimes. Everyone's like stunned. They're like, you just took everything. Now my kid doesn't get to go to like Royal Prince School.
It's like papers.
Not gonna kill us.
They got Harry and Meghan Markle. They got all their titles taken.
Merkel.
They got Meghan Markle. They got Prince Harry.
All I see is Meghan Markle and Prince Harry in Prince Harry outfits now.
Meghan Markle. Yeah.
Meghan Markle.
And
did I do that?
Yeah, Harry's like,
she's just like, did I do that to England? I don't know. Did I do that?
I don't have my lands and title anymore. I cannot call England home. Did I do that?
Did I do that?
Oh, so yeah, there's then in come the Kyrians. There's Bertram Sangon and Lotstrom Asnan. And she pretty much is like,
Asnan, what?
She's like, hey, you like my dragons? Those big weapons? They're like, yeah, that was rad. She's like, yeah, you know what? It'd be rad if Kyrian had stability and stuff. And oh, you know what? Do you guys want? I just came into some lands. In fact, I just stole them. I just came into lands from these trader people over here. I can give them to you easily. Now, Ryan, have Chat GPT make that Meghan Markle.
We really do need a Meghan Markle. Oh yeah, Noman Garden. He's asking. Where's it? Dan called her Meghan
Anyone
Markle.
in chat wants to make a Meghan Markle.
Meghan Markle.
But then you have to
Markle
like mashup.
Go $5 to like a tree
Discord me it.
Company.
Merkel, Meghan Markle.
No, Garden, you know exactly what you walked into.
Yeah. Don't even.
Because you have liked and subscribed, and you are a member. So thank you for your loyalty.
We love our gluttony boy.
Yeah, she's like,
a longer leash if you're a member, Dan.
She's like, hey, yeah, you're green. She said, hey, do you think you can tell all your friends that I'm giving you all these lands and stuff? She's like, yeah, give me an hour. Her friend's like, yeah, give me less. They're like, all right, fine. Here's a gateway. Yeah, give me an hour. And boom. And then Elaine's like sitting back. Brigitte, as always, is like, what the fuck you doing, girl? What the fuck, girl?
Doing, girl?
Always wanted to question. But Morgase is like, no, my daughter's pretty damn smart. She just got Kyrian interweaved with all this shit and that, and we're all good. No, we're great. We're sitting dandy. Then it's like, yeah, we probably bought ourselves a good 10 years of safety. Like, all right, cool. And they're just handing the crown over. It's like, well, you're going to be surrounded by enemies. She's like, isn't that just another day as being a queen?
Another day, another dollar.
And that's how that ends. Thank goodness. Elaine bores me. But tell me, is there anything about Elaine that you wanted to discuss? Her plan to pretty much be the ruler of both Kyrian and Andor is coming more into fruition.
Yeah, I feel like her Her needs and wants are getting bigger and bigger.
Mm-hmm.
With her belly.
Yeah.
Like as her belly grows, her needs and wants for
So do
power
her needs and
are
wants.
also
That's
growing.
right. Yep.
Because she's now she's governing for 2.
Governing
Honestly,
for 2. That's
for
right.
3. Really.
Oh, really? Yeah, you're right. My babes.
My babes.
Yeah. I mean,
I
she's
feel like
put
I get exhausted by Elaine mostly though, because she is just like doing so much. And pregnant so much of the time, and clearly she feels every little fucking thing with her pregnancy. So I don't know. It's tiring.
It's tiring.
Much in the way like Perrin, but
it's
also a very different way.
It's tyranting.
Tyranting, yes.
Nice. But she has no qualms about being carried around Cleopatra style on a.
No, she has qualms. She has qualms.
They took her up to watch the dragons, and she was like, "Fine."
And she had qualms about it.
Yeah, they're like mini baby.
She was full of qualms.
No, her qualms were like, "I hope I don't look weak. I hope I don't look pathetic. I'm trying to look."
Well, they were qualms. I didn't say they were good ones.
They were selfish.
Oh my gosh, Josh, your obsession with technicalities for each statement /
No, I'm on Josh's team. She was not.
You know that I'm a Virgo, don't you?
He's IT. The T means technicality.
You know that I'm a Gemini, don't you?
I do.
It's not a good thing. I don't like it. I don't like it when people go, "Oh, Jansen was like, oh, I could totally see that about you," and I was like, "God damn it!"
Yeah, my ex-wife is a Gemini.
I don't want to represent a Gemini. It's not technically a good thing. Not generally. Not historically. Anyway.
I think anytime they say, "Oh, yeah, I can totally tell," that's not a compliment. That's not a compliment. If someone says, "Oh, I'm a Virgo," they're like, "Oh, that makes sense." You know what? Fuck off. You're not complimenting me.
No, I think it can be though with like I think it could be a compliment with like any other sign but Gemini, or maybe I just feel that way because I am a Gemini. Maybe is that what it is? Just say that's what it is.
Well, no, I think all the signs can be dodgy. They're not like houses of Hogwarts. You know, it's not like there's one bad house and 3 good houses.
Moxley, mute yourself on Discord, baby doll.
What the hell, bro? All right, let's jump into the last chapter of the second to last episode, Ryan, of this book. It's chapter 51. It's called Testing, and it has a dragon on its icon. We have a Min point of view, and I have 2 Taishar. Oh, I have 1 Taishar right off the bat. It's a good one.
Nice.
All right, it's a little longer too, right? So bear with me.
Okay.
Smooth but warm, it almost felt alive. Rand stood in front of her, looking down. Taishar.
Oh my god.
I'm a fan.
Okay. I've got one.
Oh, Pop Rant.
Oh.
I got one. Gripped by a black hand. Taishar.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, who's got the smoker wheeze going on?
Yep.
Thank you very much.
The Min is holding onto a Kalendor. She's like, man, it's lighter than I thought. She's like playing with Rand's gun. She's like, ooh, can I see it? And, you know,
so
like,
many.
Stick him up. Stick him up. Oh, hiya! I got Kalendor. Hiya! Rand touches it, and she sees a vision. It is a vision of a glowing sword calendar being gripped in a black hand. She said the hand looked to be made of onyx. And he's like, know what that means? And she's like, shrug. It's like, well, no matter. And Cadswain's like, we better put that away. I don't like you playing with your gun in front of the kids.
Maybe you tuck that thing away for now, okay? In front of the children.
Yeah, there's no safety on that.
There's no reason to whip that out in front of the kids, honey. Okay.
Randolph Thor, where's the serial number on this? Filed
off.
Filed off like a criminal. We hear that there has been no word from the Black Tower, though Rand is asked. He is unable to travel there, guys.
Weird.
He says, quote, that implies great trouble, worse than I had feared. So he tells, what's his name? Nafe. He's like, here, use this weave. It'll make you look handsome. And go and, go report. And tell Logain, give him a message. Tell them that I was wrong. Tell them we're not weapons, we're men. Perhaps it'll help. He's like, yeah, go get me information. I need to know what's going on there. I kind of neglected them, and now I can't even travel there. That's troubling.
Okay, so what's going on with that? Why can he not travel there? Is it the Dream Spike?
Dun dun dun.
We do know that there are 2 Dream Spikes.
Yeah.
Not just one.
You don't think maybe somebody else is trying to block him from traveling there?
Well, how would that be done?
I don't know. Josh, you tell me. You're the one with all the technicality detail.
I don't know a way to do that, although it's possible.
A Dream Spike at the Black Tower would seem counterproductive with the amount of traveling that they do.
Yeah, they travel
dream land. Doesn't that matter?
Well, gateways don't work within it either, which is why I was thinking of the Dream Spike to begin with.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, they did use it to protect themselves and to protect their dreams and stuff,
Right.
And we heard that you could grant permission for people to travel in and out of your Dream Spike.
Oh, that's adorable. Give them the code or
give them the code. Yeah. Here's my you push the button on the right. Don't push the button in the middle because that turns on my lights. But if you push the one on the right, that'll get you right and you can travel.
Own access. Yeah. But it will expire in 24 hours, so it's not worth using again after that.
And I told the guard, but they switch guards every 72 hours. I don't know, man. So you might not need. Just try to use the controller if you can. Use the fob. They go to farmatting, and Rand gives a little history lesson. He says the farmatting was always important. He says the Guardians knew, those things that block the use of the one power. But the city was here long ago. Atin Deshar, Atin Mador, farmatting, always a thorn in our side. Alter Deshar was. Yeah, how I wish I had listened to Gilgain and Min's like, Rand, you're talking about make-up people in a made-up situation that you weren't there. And he's like, yeah, I was there. I remember. He had scolded Cadswain because she's like, listen, boy. And he's like, are we still going to do this boy shit? He's like, let's get to brass tacks here. Technically, I mean, I was 4 centuries old when the breaking happened. I guess you can say I'm 4.5 centuries now, but obviously I'm older than you. You can call me Rand Sedai if you want, because I am.
I love that so much.
Yeah, he says, I show you respect, perhaps it would be appropriate for you to return it. If you wish, you may call me Rand Sedai. I am, so far as I know, the only male Aes Sedai still alive who was properly raised, but who never turned to the shadow. And Cadsuane paled visibly.
Have we ever heard of a male being called Sedai?
This is where the show fucks me up. Certainly in the show, in the visions,
Yeah.
in the rings, but I'm not sure about in the book.
But in the book so far, at least, have we guys? Brothers, puppets?
My
Brother
feeling
puppets?
is no.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I'm just trying to remember. Like,
What about when we saw the song and the Ents?
Yeah. Like when we go back to the future.
When we travel back to the Age of Legends.
Right. When we go back to the future, Age of Legends.
Yeah, did they ever call him Luz Sedai?
Luz Sedai. Lose.
Luz Sedai.
That would be his.
I'm also
his rap
thinking
name.
about the prologue, the Dragonmount prologue. For book 1. Like, did that happen? Like, so it's possible, but I don't believe it happened.
I don't think it has. Yeah. But he is right when saying, yeah, I was raised properly and I'm not a Dark Friend, so call me Sedai if you want. But, call me boy if you want. But it's silly. It's very silly, and you are silly. She's like, yeah, you're right.
Well, I like how that's all in like one spot. Like, okay, you're ridiculous for calling me boy, first of all. And you can totally use Sedai if you want. Because why wouldn't you? I'm the all great and powerful. Like, what?
He does call her Cadsuane Sedai later as a term of respect. So, yeah, which he earned. But he describes, he's like, yeah, I'm probably 4.5 centuries old. I'm not really sure. These memories. He says to Min, Min says, you talk like you were the one who tried to seal the board, like you knew the Forsaken personally. And Rand thinks about that and says, I suppose I am him. But Min, what you're missing is this. I may be him now, but he was always me as well.
Also,
I was always him. That's not going to change just because I remember I was the same. I'm me and I always have been. She's like, Luz Theron was mad. And he's like, yeah, but there's a difference this time. He's like, this time I was raised better.
Right.
So I got
the girl I was referring to earlier. Yeah.
He said,
I got that shit.
I got Tam. I got you and Perrin and Nynaeve and Matt and Avienda and Elaine and even Moraine. He's like, if I didn't have you guys, I think I would have lost. She also says that he doesn't seem to have trouble with sickness when he channels any longer, which relieves him.
Okay, so this got me thinking, like, we haven't heard about the Forsaken or whoever it is that he's attached to, right? If it's Moradin or whatever. Like, what's been going on with that? When he became Zenrand, did Moradin get cleaned up too? Can Rand still use... he refers to the true power here too, right?
Mm-hmm. She says, we're going to farm matting. And he's like, well, you got that paralysis net. And she's like, I don't even know that phrase. He's like, trust me, I was designed it. I wore the prototype for the men. I know what that thing is in your hair. He's like, you probably got the well filled, right? Yeah, I know. And he says that oh shit, I lost my train of thought.
Oh my god, welcome to my world. It's okay. So you're gonna be okay.
About using the true power, about it only stopping the one power. And she looks at them strangely.
Because he kind of says it. Yeah, he says it a little menacingly. But I don't think I think it's a little further up. I was looking back. But yeah, he's like, it does block the one power, I suppose, but it doesn't affect me. Ha ha ha. She's like, wait, what the?
What the?
What? They ride out. They get an escort. Representatives of the unity of the border.
Unity of the border.
They're like, yeah, they didn't call you the Lord Dragon. She's like, that's weird. It's 2 queens and 2 kings, and he gets down. He's like, hi, I'm Rand al'Thor. She sees Min sees some viewings of Tenobia that has a spear hovering over her head, bloody but shining in the light. Athenio will soon be wed. She plans to do something dangerous today, so be careful. And the older 2 have various swords, shields, and arrows hovering about them. Both will fight soon. Could be today, could be the last battle. I don't know. Soon. Just soon. Maybe today. It's like, all right, fine. He gets down, he walks up, he's like, yo, yo, yo. I'm Rand al'Thor. What do you want? And
What you want?
Ethanel just walks up and she says, can you answer a question? What did the hand say to the face? Slap.
Okay.
Right.
Rand's like, what the fuck? All like the maidens are like, you want some bitch? And Rand's like, nope. Hold on. He's like, he's like, I hope that's some kind of fucked up Kandori greeting. King SR Shinar just walks up. He's like, bah! Backhand. Rand's bleeding. A little blood's coming from his chin. Like King SR looks at it and like nods. He's like, all right, fuck yeah. Turns away. In comes Tenobia. Tenobia slaps left hand, crack in the air. Rand's like, the fuck? Then finally King Paytar comes in. King Paytar, he just backhands Rand, brings him down to his knees.
No, first he wipes the blood off his cheek.
Oh,
then
yeah.
He backhands him. That's important.
I think he licked it and like did the little...
That's it.
You got a little...
Dude, Kandor has the best party.
He's like, they're like, yeah, this guy presumes to be the dragon. They're like, the fuck? He pulls out Kalendor. He's like, you really think I'm a false dragon? She's like, all right, riddle me this, Batman. How did Telendal Tarasso die? Rand's like, how do you know that name? Who's the rat? Who squealed? But he says, yeah, she was a clerk, and Damodred did something, and but she's dead because of me. I killed her. I'm responsible for her death, and that makes me sad. And how do you know this name?
Mm-hmm.
And they all get relieved. They're like, okay, let's sit, and you can answer. We'll talk. Then it jumps to Cadwin's point of view, and they talk about a prophecy that they kept in secrecy. This prophecy, there was one person there, is what's his name? Pater's ancestor, named Rao Myershi, was the only one who heard this Aes Sedai give the prophecy, and he ordered the words preserved, passed from monarch to monarch for this day. And it says, here's the prophecy in quotes. It says, I see him before you, him, the one who lives many lives, the one who gives deaths, the one who raises mountains. He will break what he must break, but first he stands here before our king. You will bloody him, measure his restraint. He speaks. How was the fallen slain? Teledal Tarasu, murdered by his hand, the darkness that came the day after the light. You must ask, and you must know your fate. If he cannot answer, well, it's like, well, if you cannot answer, then you will be lost. You'll bring his end swiftly so that his final days may have their storm. Mm-hmm. So that the light may not be consumed by he who have preserved it. I see him and I weep. They're like, oh, so you came to murder him. They're like, well, if he didn't know the answer, maybe, but he knew the answer. So good job, I guess. You got the job. Phew. Rand says something interesting. He's like, you guys really, you are very
You cut it close
death.
there.
Yeah. He's like, this prophecy was like the others, a declaration of what might happen, not advice. And Payoner's like, I see it differently, Rand al'Thor. I see it differently too. I think prophecies have to happen. I think, Rand, you're wrong. But anyway. They talk about gateways. They're like, hey, can you teach us gateways? He's like, yeah, I sure can. I will. If
Once you give me these oaths.
Yeah, you gotta swear I'm gonna be, you're gonna be my guy. He's like, I remain your only path to the last battle. Without me, you will remain here hundreds of leagues from those lands you swore to protect. He's like, I was just at Meridon. I barely saved it, but geez, you really should be there. Shit's going down up there. He's like, I'm off to go break the seals. They're like, what now? He's like, hey. He's like, don't worry about it.
I'm off to go break the seal. Thank you.
I'm off to break the seal. But he's like, yeah, before I go, I need to talk to someone in your camp named Huron. I owe him an apology. Last time we saw Huron, Rand almost killed him. He's like, right. What do you know? Were you the rat? Are you the rat that told him about what's her name? Tillandal Terrasso?
And herein lies an apology.
What's the statute of limitation of killing Terrace House Terrasso? So that's that. Those were our chapters, guys.
They were.
Yep. I asked ChatGPT to make some jokes about Rand getting slapped. You want to hear what it came up with?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yes. Yeah. Wait,
really...
let me give you. This is a segment. Let's give you some music.
Oh, no. Okay. All right. Slapped harder than Rand trying to break up with men.
Whoa.
I know.
Okay.
That hit like Rand getting smacked for channeling without asking.
Okay.
All right. You just got slapped like Rand walking into the wrong maiden's tent.
Oh, nice. Nice one.
Okay. You just got slapped harder than Rand's forehead hitting a Taveran plot twist.
What?
All right, that's a good one.
That's great.
Taveran plot twist.
Okay, that slap had more force than Rand's daddy issues.
All right, chat. All right, chat
Okay.
GPT.
I told chat to make them. What did I say? I said make it sassier, and so that's what it came up with. But
Nice.
The one right before that, it was like that slap hit harder than Rand realizing he has 3 girlfriends and not a single clue how to talk to any of them. I was like, please.
All right, Dan. Okay, I quit.
Yeah, me too.
We can't compete with this.
This.
Those are the best jokes ever.
These are funnier than us.
I've got one more, but this one's really long, and that's when I was like, no, not what I'm looking for. So this one, okay, you just got slapped like Rand al'Thor at Min, Avienda, and Elaine's group therapy session, bare-chested and outnumbered.
Oh, those additions are good.
The additions are good because, like, up till there, it's like, Jesus, this is a lot. Like, what? Timing is everything. Chat.
Bare-chested and outnumbered.
Man.
That's so weird.
Yeah, it was weird. I was like, okay.
I mean,
it's
I'd like
just,
to be a fly on the wall
it's
for
better
that
than.
event.
Well, I mean, like, because he's having sex with all of them, so he's bare-chested. but he's outnumbered because it's 3. I don't have to explain it to
Well,
you.
Rand is
Obviously,
bare
you get
chested.
it.
Yeah, bare chested and outnumbered
He's
during group
outnumbered
therapy.
and bare chested. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you not?
I'm
Are you not seeing it?
I'm picturing it,
Okay,
yeah, no,
right. Well, Dan.
Yeah.
And they
Like,
all have
I
like
know,
a
but
there's a
right?
talking feather, and
That's
they
when
pass
I
the
was
talking
like-
feather.
A talking feather.
All right, we
They're
got
not- it's
okay.
not
New
as good
segment.
as,
New segment for sure.
Chat GPT
As
jokes.
harder than Rand's forehead hitting a Taveran plot twist.
That's a good one.
Jesus Christ.
Chat GPT. FTW.
Or that slap had more force than Rand's daddy issues. Oh, so good. That's
Not
like,
bad. Not
I'm
bad.
so happy.
It'd be funny if he actually had daddy issues.
Yeah, I was
What?
gonna say, does Rand have daddy
He
issues?
doesn't have a father. He has an adopted.
He
What
has-
are you talking about? Did you read the book?
Tam Thor is like,
Josh, did you understand the question?
right, as somebody who has daddy issues, Tam Thor is like the best dad ever.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he just spent the chapter talking about how he's not Luce Theron because of Tam Thor.
But it's not
yeah, like-
his biological father, and therefore
So?
he has issues with this whole thing and having had to come to terms with it. And I hear the outro music. I'm not gonna play it. I'm not gonna keep talking when the music is playing me out. So goodbye.
No, it's a long song.
And
Goodbye, Mike Josh.
It's a
I
long
shall be
song. It's
next-
all good.
I shall be back next week with more Chat GPT jokes.
All right, speaking of
Josh
next
can
week,
argue with me about
episode 200.
200.
And then we're
That
on the
was
Maybe
last
we
my-
might
book.
have somebody
Dean,
super
right?
special, but it's hard to know for sure.
And then we're doing episode 200. Yeah.
So come
Guys,
next
order
week to
up,
find out.
order up the last book. Once you receive it, you'll notice that the last battle is like half the book. A chapter called The Last Battle. So we're gonna have to figure out how to do that. Honestly, it'd be hard. But so
it's
we'll
like
figure that out.
180 pages or something. Yeah.
Jesus. Anyways,
Cool.
I feel like we should just have a
Help.
marathon.
yeah, hell to the F, free Palestine. Be kind to your neighbor. Join us Sunday for Tavern Talk.
Next time you're in line at Starbucks, pay for the person behind you if it's under $10. I'm kidding. I
Can
don't
you
know.
ask how much it is?
Yeah, you can also like look behind you and be like, "Oh, that's one lonely little girl and she's crying. Like maybe I should buy her a coffee."
Yeah. We live in a weird place. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
We're always
But
trying
just
to
Just
Why
for
we're
work
one
it out.
example, not that that's ever happened before. I don't know. Anyway, be kind.
You know,
Don't
weird
rely-
little girls, they prefer like the chocolate, the white chocolates.
When you say little girls prefer chocolate, Stan, it's hard to take you seriously when you have a puppet on your hand.
it's true.
Did I do that?
Ew.
Meghan Markle, everybody. Meghan Merkel. Meghan Merkel.
Queen Elaine is
We have to
stripped us
get
of all our
Megan
titles.
based on that. Who's
have no
making
more
us
time.
Meghan Merkel? I'll make one. I'll ask ChatGPT right now.
Oh,
Damn it, I'm gonna have
Glenn
to donate
did, but
to so many forests.
okay, wait, let me. Okay, Glenn rose to the challenge. Let me share my screen.
Nice.
No.
This is all about
Is that why you
community.
jumped
I
off
will
this
stay
part?
up later than I planned on for community. All right, here we go. Sharing screen
And next.
and action. Yeah, this is all left-handed, guys.
Merkel.
Well, not-
Merkel.
Well, it's not good because I don't see it yet.
Megan
Okay.
Urkel.
Am I frozen? No.
Okay. Oh, I got to remove.
It's worth it,
this,
guys.
add
It's gonna be
this.
so
All right.
worth it.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh no.
Nice.
Like
The suspenders and that one looks more like.
this one's great.
Like- Okay, wait. The one in the kitchen, the one next to it. Yes. There we go.
Why are there
And she's
three?
got kind of the
mocha-
stance.
Why are
That
there three
one.
French presses behind her though? God, I love AI. It's so fucked up.
I know. It's the weirdest.
There's a ketchup French press. There's a mustard French press.
Yeah, so ketchup and mustard. His and hers ketchup and mustard French presses. And is that the bottle of like Tang concentrate next to the knife?
They're like you. They grow their own mustard seeds and press their own mustard. Obviously,
That's weird.
Like
And
you
then
wouldn't know that.
This is hot, Megan.
Standing
Meghan Merkel standing
with a-
halfway
Now
in
we have
water.
the four-fingered Megan.
Oh no,
Anna Megan.
Always.
Anna Megan.
Anna
I don't
Megan.
see how
Anna
this is-
Megan.
And this is out of left field. I don't
In the
even
coffee shop.
Oh,
You
weird.
can. She's got like mad camel toe going on also.
Why? Oh no.
AI toe.
AI toe.
The pants are
AI,
way above the waist.
You
That's how my
dirty,
mom would wear her
dirty
pants.
bitch.
I
Like,
am
the belly
also.
button's way like halfway in the zipper.
No, that's. Oh yeah, halfway. Yeah. I was like, that's how Urkel wears pants.
Mhm.
Mm.
All right.
Did I do that?
Fun.
That's
We
really
had
fun.
here
Thank
for
you.
fun.
That's super fun.
Everybody, go watch some Senor Wednesdays. Ventriloquist from the
Spell
night.
it. Are you fucking kidding?
Sarai,
He's-
Sarai.
Senor Wednesdays. Wences. If you haven't ever seen it, since we're talking about puppeting, it's worth looking at. Yes, it's all right.
Sarai.
It's all right.
Wences.
He's okay.
Also,
he's good.
Fraggle Rock and Sesame Street.
The
Super good.
the one of the Muppet Show that he's on is really good.
Oh, and I guess let's say big ups to Netflix for picking up the Sesame Street. They lost
Oh
all
my
their government
God.
funding, and Netflix now is subsidizing it. So well done.
From your
Nice.
felt face to Big Bird's lips, I swear, that's so cute. You should send that.
That's the
Like-
best news I've heard. I mean, hopefully, like they keep their grubby ass fucking hands away from it. Just let it be. I guess,
Right. Puppeteers
Right,
all
like-
have grubby ass hands, right?
like all of a sudden, all like
You have them shoved up in butts.
all
Shoved in
like
butts.
wheelchair kids and
So
kids
many.
with autism were like no longer on the show. They're like, what?
Nice.
Yeah. All right, guys.
All right, guys.
Something between there.
Night,
on that
everybody.
note- Hey, yucks galore. You know what? This show was almost perfect, and I'm a little shamed. We need a Bella.
Give it right. Give it.
There were no